Freehold Mitsubishi of New Jersey goes from being a very bad dealer to much, much worse. Hi, I'm Kevin Hunter. Just days ago, we featured this dealership as the worst dealer of the week, but aside from the terrible reviews that we shared on that video, two more very extreme cases have popped up. The amazing Elizabeth joins me now as we discuss further coverage of this nightmare dealer in New Jersey.
What's really crazy, Kevin, is that it was just recently that we published a video titled Held Hostage and had to do with the practice of dealers hiding a second key for your car in a back office drawer. This dealer actually uses this second key as a ransom of sorts, trying to get this customer to remove her bad review online. Watch, it will come up in her review and in the text messages that she shares. This customer goes by Nico D. As you'll see, her full name is Nicolette. She writes, "Beware, do not waste your time or money here."
And she hits the nail on the head with that.
Yep. Then she comes back to provide a new update. I got a text message from the manager immediately after making this post, basically asking what they could do to help me. After months of no communication, it's hilarious it took a review on their page to take me seriously. I told them we were still waiting for our second key to be sent.
Hiding in the back drawer.
Yep. And after almost 100 days of waiting for my registration and license to be completed, it would be appreciated if we could be reimbursed the $400 we paid them to get this done, especially since we couldn't drive the car for over 40 days with expired plates. He then responded saying, "Can you do me a favor and remove the review and I will send the key?" That's the hidden second key trick, and this time using it for blackmail. I was absolutely appalled. It has been 3 weeks since then, and I still have not received my key or reimbursement.
The original review reads, "I bought an Audi Q3 in September, and it's been a non-stop nightmare ever since. Chris was our salesperson. My fiancé specifically asked if the car had the technology package that was listed in the online posting. This feature was incredibly important to us, so we asked Chris multiple times to confirm it. He repeatedly assured us, yes, it's included. When the car was delivered, the package wasn't there. We immediately called and asked, what happened? You specifically told us the technology package was included, and Chris's response, I don't know. We aren't an Audi dealership. Excuse me, if you didn't know, why did you lie and confirm that it was included? This wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a blatant lie to close the sale.
Yep.
And that's just the start of the chaos. Our first temporary plate was about to expire, so I called for an update on our registration. Chris suddenly remembered he needed additional documents to process it, documents he should have asked for weeks ago. I sent him everything, and he promised to overnight a second temp plate. Days passed, and nothing arrived. I called again, and Chris kept insisting it had been sent. After multiple calls, he finally admitted the plate was sitting under a stack of papers on the receptionist's desk the entire time. So that whole line he was giving her initially was a pile of bullshit.
Yep.
As the second template approached expiration, Chris ignored my calls and texts for over a week. Reception was just as useless, transferring me, hanging up on me, or forwarding my information with zero follow-up. Eventually, someone told me they couldn't issue a third plate because it was illegal. So now I was stuck driving an unregistered car, risking tickets, fines, or even having it impounded, all because this pathetic excuse for a dealership failed to handle even the simplest parts of their job.
And she goes on. At this point, Jennifer stepped in and admitted something that left me speechless. Chris has a history of negative reviews.
And we confirmed that he does.
Right. Jennifer also revealed Chris hasn't even submitted our DMV paperwork until the second template was about to expire. This isn't just laziness, it's downright recklessness. She promised we'd have the plates in 18 days. Guess what? That was another lie. Now for the most infuriating part. I called again for an update and was put on hold. While waiting, the line was accidentally taken off mute, and I overheard employees mocking me. One said, "Nicolette can suck it," and another replied, "I'll keep her on hold all day, I don't care." Let me repeat that. These employees openly mocked me while I was trying to get answers about the car I paid for. This isn't just unprofessional, it's disgusting.
Wow, watch that mute button, you idiots.
Yeah, no joke. My car has been unregistered since November 26th. I bought the car on September 16th, and it's now mid-January. This company has wasted my time, lied to me, ignored me, and openly disrespected me at every turn. I emailed Phil, the operations director who responded to these reviews, saying to reach out to support@maseratiofmonmouth.com. And guess what? No response for weeks. Freehold Mitsubishi is a complete and utter joke. They lie, they fail to handle even the most basic responsibilities, and their staff openly disrespects their customers. If you value your money, your time, or your sanity, run away from this place.
Sure enough, this review was woefully responded to by probably Puxatani Phil again. Nico, I sincerely apologize for your experience. Crap. Your concerns are important to us.
Yeah, right.
And we would like to address them promptly within a couple of months.
Sure.
Please reach out directly to discuss how we can resolve this situation. I think, Puxatani Phil, you know how to resolve this situation. Again, from the email at support@freeholdmitsubishi.com.
Nico's first text message to Chris was October 17th, 2024, 30 days after she bought her car. She was concerned because she had not received her plates. You can see the text here. Chris texts back to say, I'm going to get with my DMV office and give you a call. Yet, multiple messages later, still no phone call and no text response.
And no dealer has a DMV office anyway.
No. November 20th, she reaches out to Chris again. The situation has become dire. Jump ahead to January 20th, 2025, and she finally gets a response. When Nico says, great, send it over, Chris responds by saying, I can also do the reimbursement for the plates because they took a lot longer. Then comes the low blow text when Chris asks, can you remove the review and I will send you the key and get the tracking to you?
You see, friends, this idiot had the second key the whole time, and now he's using it to try to get Nicolette to take her review down.
Well, ironically, Chris's last name is Kahn, spelled Kahn, but pronounced con as in con artist.
Yes, well, Mr. Con Artist Chris, this isn't the only bad review that names you by name, but here's a review by Scott Davis, who happens to be a police officer. We reviewed Scott's complaint with Freehold and found a massive list of potential legal violations. They include, number 1, false advertising and bait-and-switch pricing. The issue, the advertised price on Car Gurus for the car Scott purchased was $10,700 with free shipping, but the contract listed $12,000 with a $1,300 delivery fee, and the dealer claimed they weren't responsible for the price listed on Car Gurus. Bullshit. Some potential legal violations here: bait and switch advertising, FTC Act and state consumer protection laws. Advertising one price and switching it upon contract violates deceptive advertising laws.
Yes.
Also, false advertising, Lanham Act and state false advertising laws. If free shipping was advertised but not honored, this could be considered false advertising. Also, failure to honor advertised pricing, unfair and deceptive acts and practices. That's the UDAP laws you've heard us mention. Many states require dealerships to honor advertised prices or clearly disclose any changes.
Let me jump in here. Number 2, forced gap insurance and loan approval misrepresentation. The issue is the dealer added $2,000 in gap insurance without consent, falsely claimed it was required by the lender, but later removed it when challenged. Some potential legal violations include tying arrangements and unfair lending practices. That's the Truth in Lending Act, we call it TILA, and CFPB regulations. Forcing gap insurance as a loan requirement is illegal unless explicitly required by the lender, which it was not. Then there's the unfair and deceptive trade practices, state consumer protection laws. Misrepresenting a product as mandatory when it is optional is illegal in many states. Also, unauthorized add-ons and fraudulent business practices, FTC and CFPB regulations. Adding unauthorized charges without customer approval can be considered fraud.
And number 3, financing manipulation and credit score exploitation. The issue here, the dealership issued an alternative lender under the pretense of a better rate and used the lower credit score spouse as the primary borrower, possibly to secure a higher interest rate for dealership profit.
Oh, man.
Potential legal violations, unfair and deceptive lending practices, that's the CFPB and Equal Credit Opportunity Act, ECOA violations. If the dealership knowingly manipulated borrower arrangements to increase financing costs, this could violate fair lending laws. There's also predatory lending, This is under TILA and UDAP laws. If the dealership intentionally targeted a borrower with a lower score for profit, this could be predatory financing. And misrepresentation in financing terms. The FTC auto financing regulations, if a dealership misleads a customer about loan terms, rates, or better deals, it may be considered fraud.
Oh, it just keeps going on, doesn't it, friends? Number 4, failure to deliver the vehicle and refusal to refund down payment. Here's the issue. The dealership failed to deliver the vehicle within the agreed time frame, ignored status update requests, and refused to refund the $1,000 down payment after the buyer canceled. The potential legal violations are breach of contract. That's pretty obvious. That's for state contract law and UCC violations. The contract stated the vehicle would be delivered on or about 2/8/2025, but it was not delivered by 3/1/25, which breaches the agreement. There's failure to refund the payment, unjust enrichment, and fraudulent retention of funds. Pay attention here. Holding a down payment after cancellation without a valid reason is illegal in many states. There's negligent or fraudulent misrepresentation under state consumer laws and the FTC Act. Providing false excuses about the delay, including lying about weather conditions, could be misrepresentation. And finally, failure to communicate and negligence. This is bad faith business practices. I think a lot of what dealers do is this here. The dealership's refusal to respond to inquiries could be considered a bad faith business conduct.
Scott and Nicolette, we hope you sue the pants off of these guys. And conman Chris, may there be a special hot place in you-know-where for you.
Friends, you should know that we can save you the hassle of doing business with dealers like this. Read up on our hassle-free car buying service on our website, thehomeworkguy.com. Remember, you can also join us on Facebook too. Kevin stops in there almost on a daily basis to interact with our viewers, answer some questions. The Homework Guy team is always here to represent you, the car buyer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.
By the way, I've said a few times that our car buying service isn't for everyone, so let me explain. We need you to have your vehicle selection narrowed down enough. We need to know you can actually pay for the car when we get it negotiated, and we need to know that you like your vehicle choice enough that you can pull the trigger when we find the right vehicle deal for you. Finally, I want to say to all of our subscribers out there, you aren't just our fans, we consider you to be our friends. We appreciate you, and you guys rock. God bless you all. I'm Kevin Hunter, the Homework Guy, signing off on behalf of Alex Stevens, our auto expert, the amazing Elizabeth, our negotiation genius, and the entire hassle-free Homework Guy coaching team. Stick with us a moment as we scroll through our recent reviews. Thank you for listening.